Now, I don't know about you people, but personally, I think the FA Cup has absolutely cooked this year. In fact, it's cooked so well, I would ask for it as a meal on death row. The semi finals we have so far of Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa. I am recording this before the Bournemouth Man City game, which hopefully Bournemouth win, and I think Bournemouth will win. Hopefully, this doesn't age badly. But the football we could see. We've got second season Glasner. We've got a Nottingham Forest defying all expectation. We've got Gordy Benning, Unai Emery, and we have possibly Bournemouth Areola. Just it's the seasoning. Mwah, the seasoning is so good it could change my ethnicity. That is how crazy it is. Like honestly, I just the things I'm hoping for so that we have a Bournemouth win. I would sacrifice everything I own, everything, my future children, even though I fuck knows what I'm on about with that. My future children are getting sacrificed. Everything's getting sacrificed for a Bournemouth win. Because if Bournemouth win, this is probably one of the best FA Cups in my lifetime, ever. Because other than what, maybe Portsmouth winning 2008, I guess Leicester beating Chelsea, although I personally didn't like that because, but we don't go into that. It's been crazy. And I guess Wigan. It'd be the best win since Wigan. Easily. And must have been on a Crystal Palace and Bournemouth front. It'd be great to see a team that have never won a major trophy before in England ever. But a Forest Villa final, man. Oh my god. I don't know why I'm wearing these. They can just go to the side. A Villa Forest final. Do you not understand the amount of fans that would go to that? Do you know, for the sake of football, do you know how good that will be? For semi-finals, crazy. I mean, Bournemouth all of a sudden gained a lot of extra fans out of nowhere from the allocation point of view, which we won't judge for now. It's crazy. I'm generally football is winning in that department. There's a lot of departments they're definitely not winning in, especially if you're part of the American national team. But the FA Cup this year, beautiful spectacle. That this is what football should be. Anyone can win. You can say, oh, Forest have had major success in the past, but recently, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I guess, both of those teams were in the Championship at some point. In fact, no, three of those four teams were in the Championship at some point. None in the top division. Crazy. This is what football's about. This is why FA Cup is the best competition in sport. The surprise it can give. Maidstone last season, one of my more local-ish clubs, even though I like Gillingham and we absolutely hate Maidstone, fuck Maidstone. But seeing a sixth-tier side get to the last 16, that is what the FA Cup is about. All the trials and tribulations. There's a reason why people say, it's disgusting how the FA Cup final is just casually played on the same weekends of a Premier League game. It needs to be a separate thing. Champions League is separate all by itself. It's like that. That should be the equivalent of the FA Cup. And to be fair, I think more countries should make it like that as well. German teams should do that. Spanish teams do that. Although they seem to be busy about hosting in Saudi Arabia, which I think is fucking ridiculous. The FA Cup is magical, will forever be magical, and there's nothing more magical than the FA Cup. I mean, to be fair, there was that thing with the German Cup where there was a third tier side, which is like the equivalent of non-league in England, getting to the semi-finals. And I thought that was brilliant. I was thinking, it'd be really nice if the FA Cup had that. And we kind of got that with Maidstone. I remember when, I'm going to get later I want to say it was Lincoln, who got to the quarter-finals of the FA Cup when I was being a National League side. Brilliant. That is what I want to see in football. I want to see a giant killing side, a side that transforms itself due to the money that it's gained. Although I just also like seeing smaller sides have massive crowds. A great example is my most local derby, Ramsgate versus Margate in the 8th tier, has sold out 3 weeks before the match and has got 3,300 fans going to it. That is ridiculous. That's like the population, like all of it, and most people don't care or they just don't support. I'll be honest, I didn't support them. I probably should. It is my most local club. Well, before I went to uni, it's my most local club. Now it's probably like it's probably actually Sheffield United is my closest club, but that's besides the point. An eighth tier side selling 3,000. It's like Dover Athletic, a club that almost liquidated itself like in the past few years. You saw it happen in the National League, and then they had another relegation from National League South. Now, and then the past weekend, I think it was on non-league day, they brought 3,000 plus fans in, and personally, I love that. As much as I may not get along with other Kent sides due to the club that I support, I think it's important to make sure a club should never deserve to die because there are some people whose whole lives are a part of that and have a massive impact. You would speak to think of it like some ultra point of view. Let's just say, oh, West Ham has just completely collapsed. Like, that's huge. Actually, no, best example would be Reading. As of the 30th of March at 4 o'clock, that's when I've recorded this, if Reading go like disappear, we have until the 6th of April, and I'm generally worried for them. That's massive. That the club itself is massive. It's like when we almost lost Bolton and then sadly lost Bury as well. And I feel like mainstream media is not reporting enough on such a thing. They probably will on the last day and they'll do the countdown thing they did for Bolton and Bury, which is kind of a bit more of a disgraceful thing. But it needs the exposure. These are big, important clubs in football, especially Reading as well. Like, that's a club with. Oh, I was going to say Premier League experience. I'm not sure because my football knowledge at times is absolutely shit. But that doesn't matter. The state of football, and hopefully this FA Cup proves that there needs to be support for all big and small teams around the world. And that is a Squaremore TED Talk. Not even a TED Talk, it's a Squed Talk. A Squaremore educational dig. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Anyway, thank you for watching my partially drunken rant. Not a rant. It's not a rant at all. It's just a talk. Anyways, goodbye people.